Yo, what's up, guys? The InsaneGamefreak here, and it's time for me to do my response to OtakuASSEMBLE weekly. Pretty much is a response to their video mentioning our videos about the whole One Piece versus Naruto thing, and about how we were saying, me and Phone, the 99999, were saying that One Piece is better, and their argument is that they're both equal, which I don't really agree with. But let me explain two things. First off, they kind of mentioned in the video that it's like one or the other. This is how this war is kind of shaping up to be. Not the case. In all actuality, me and Phone read One Piece and Naruto. There is no bias that people may think. I want to get that straight out of the way. There is no bias. Now, pertaining to the other stuff, here we go. The first thing I want to get through is how this shit started, because I think you guys were misguided and you didn't really know how this really started. How this really started is that a lot of Naruto fans were like, Naruto shits on everything. And this really got hyped up because of the game that just came out, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. If you've been on YouTube and you can look this shit up, just type in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 scan/trailers, whatever, you will see trolls on trolls about talking about this game. That shit is really what really kick-started the arguments between them and between us and the Narutards that resulted in our videos about Phone's video, One Piece Rules the World, and my video, the flaws within Naruto. Now, I'm not biased because I also have a video on this channel that says there's also the problems with One Piece. I have problems with One Piece too, so I'm not a bias. I want to get that out of the way. Now, the first thing I want to address is how you think Kishimoto and Oda are different, but they're still equal. The way you pretty much set it up is that Oda's style is that he kind of gives you the facts you need to know about that character as soon as you see that character. And later on down the line, it gets even more developed. Whereas Kishimoto puts a character in, and you won't, and until they're actually needed in the story, you will know nothing about them. So they'll just be there. For an ongoing series, that's horrible. And you guys were talking about, in the example that a lot of people use, and the example you guys use, at least the counter to the point, was Tintin. About how you're saying, well, Tintin hasn't done anything in the series, and Tintin started off as useless character. No, the fuck she didn't. She didn't start off as useless character. She got that label because of what the fuck Kishimoto didn't do. Tintin got put in the series. Now they developed Lee, they developed Neji. So I'm thinking, what the fuck is going to happen for Tintin? Tintin, her development is just to make Tamari look good. Because the first time she fights and the first time she does anything, it's pretty much her getting her ass whooped by Tamari. After that, nothing else, really. I mean, Shippuden, she does some shit. I mean, that's the other problem. It's just there's a gap of time. She didn't start out useless. No character in any anime starts off useless. They are made useless through events that happen in the story, and that's what Tintin's situation is. She was made to look fucking useless. That's not a good thing for an ongoing series. If it wasn't an ongoing series, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. And if it was just one character, it wouldn't be that bad. But Kishimoto does this for troves and troves of characters. That you shouldn't fucking do. That's just me. But honestly, I think that's fact. It's a bad way to do your manga if it's an ongoing series. One Piece is better in that aspect. I'm sorry. You don't have trolls and trolls of One Piece characters we know nothing about. We have a base for every character. What is Tintin's base? Apparently, I read somewhere she's like a Tsunade fangirl and she wants to be like strong like Tsunade. That doesn't really come up, but apparently that's what her backstory is. That's something they could have did, but they didn't fuck with it. Don't know why. The other thing I want to go into is the time skip shit. Now, Phone couldn't address this in his video that much because he hasn't caught up with One Piece. I've caught up with both, so I know both. As far as comparing the two, we shouldn't even be fucking doing that. Why? Because as I even said in one of my newest One Piece reviews, One Piece is still getting its feet wet, time skip wise. There was no need to be fucking discussing that time skip. That time skip doesn't need to be fucking addressed. At least in comparing the two. You can't compare those two yet. The time skip, too much now. You guys were talking about why we were bitching about Naruto time skip. We were bitching about Naruto time skip kind of goes into character development. The fact now, I'm assuming you guys already know this, but you know Kishimoto released the manga and the anime on the same day. Which led to the 80 episodes of fillers in the future. Because he had to give himself time to work on more chapters because the anime was way too close because they started on the fucking same day. That's what we got in the 80 episodes of filler. Now that being the fucking case, the reason why the time skip is kind of shitty in Naruto is because he didn't develop the characters he should have. Character development should be something that happens gradually. It shouldn't just happen at the end of a fucking thing. Like, even Kisame, we knew some basic information about Kisame before his little shit that happened recently in the manga. We knew some base shit. We didn't know base shit about Tintin or Kiba. Kiba has had fights, and this is a contradiction. Kiba has fights in the series, and we still don't have any character development for Kiba. Kiba doesn't have any character development whatsoever. Akamaru has character development. That's what Kiba's character development is talking about Akamaru. This is what they did in the Sakan Yukon fight. They were just talking about how Kiba and Akamaru met, and that's why they're bond. That's really more of a thing for Akamaru than it is for goddamn Kiba. Or it's supposed to be an explanation why Kiba freaks out so much when Akamaru gets hurt and shit. That's all the fuck that is. That's bullshit character development. Tamari doesn't have any character development. Not that much. Kakuro has more character development than fucking Tamari does. Tamari only really has character development when it comes to the Shikamaru thing, which I'm not going to get into. Now, the other thing you guys mentioned is the whole facts thing about how it's opinion and personal preference about us nitpicking Naruto. And then you say you fell out the wagon with Bleach, which is a term I remember you guys using, well, at least Larry used. You fell off the wagon with Bleach. And you had facts to prove, to give evidence why Bleach sucks. And then you don't address these so-called facts. That's not how it works, man. You can't. I'm not saying it would have helped your argument so much more if you would mention that. That and if you knew the whole entire fucking story, because you just think we just randomly bashed the fuck out of Naruto. That was a lot of shit starting from other people talking about Storm 2, talking about Storm 2 is going to be a great game, talking about how Naruto's kicking ass right now, Naruto can eat One Piece and Bleach and Dragon Ball Z and all, and case closed, and fucking everyone else can go eat a dick. That's what started this little thing. And we mentioned One Piece because One Piece is the one that's beating the shit out of Naruto right now. And you want to say that you equal. Shonen Jump, yeah, they're in the same magazine. I never said they were competing, but I'm talking about being better isn't a competition. Being better in style, like that's like saying that's like the example phone use Kakashi and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. If they're, according to your logic, they're equal because they're both in the same magazine. That doesn't make them fucking equal. That doesn't make them equal for shit. That just means they're not competing with each other. But in a sense, they are, because if they weren't, all the sales would be going to the same fucking people. They're not. Some portion of it is. But some of that sales is going back to the mangakas themselves. That's why they sell individual volumes, as Phone pointed out repetitively in his fucking thing. If they were equal and it was all going to the same place, why the fuck are there individual volumes? And if they were so-called equal even on that level, why in the hell is One Piece breaking million fucking copy records? And fucking Naruto is barely getting up there. Now, I'm not saying Naruto isn't a good series. I'm just saying, you can't fucking make these bullshit claims and expect me not to call you out on them. What else? Oh, okay. As far as the time skip goes, it was too fucking early. That's my thing. That was my main issue with that one with the Naruto. That's the main problem with that thing. It was too early, and if Kishimoto really does address certain characters, brings in certain characters and only addresses them until later, why is it that he didn't bring the Kages in, who we know were around during the beginning of Naruto? It isn't like all those Kages died and these are some new ones and ship it in. No, those are probably the same fucking Kages from the beginning of the series. We don't know about those Kages until Shippuden. That makes no sense, considering the fact that we knew there were other Kages since the beginning of the fucking series. Because they were talking about the villages, the different types of villages, and different, like the ones hidden in the mist, they're in the rain, and all the other shit. We knew there were other villages. They only addressed the, the one in Leaf. They could have at least told you, said something about them. They didn't mention any of the names. They were just like, there's a Kage here, Kage. Okay, you couldn't show these said Kages. You couldn't say what their names were. We just know there are other nations led by other Kages and shit. Now the last thing I think you guys went on is the whole creativity thing. I think there was a couple things about the Jonin, about how there are only 3 Jonin. Why are you only listening if Kishimoto can't? That's kind of a double-edged sword, because you can also say that Kishimoto doesn't really even develop the 3 Jonin he does have. He talked about Kurenai. He made what made Kurenai shit was probably the dumbest out of the 3 Jonin. Kurenai is pregnant from Asuma. That shit is implied, but they don't really. It isn't like there was any hint that they were dating in the first place. That hint doesn't really come out of nowhere, really, until fucking there's like really bullshit hints, like they're sitting together during the Chunin exams, but there's no actual evidence of that shit until Shippuden, and it's like until about Asuma's death. That's retarded. You have these characters fighting in the first series, and we don't know shit about them. That's a bad way to do a fucking manga. Especially a long-running one. It's the worst way to do a long-running one. Last thing I'm going to get on is the creativity thing. I will thank you guys, because I did not know about that mythology thing with Naruto. I did. That was pretty interesting, and I thank you for bringing that up. But well, here's the thing. That only would work against people who understood mythology. And considering the fact that Naruto is meant for, I don't know, little boys, little kids in general don't look up mythology on a daily fucking basis. So Naruto's creativity, and even you said this, Larry, isn't as good as One Piece's, because you said when it comes to top off the dome type shit, Oda beats the fuck out of goddamn Kishimoto on that crap. The mythology thing is a subtle thing, which is kind of a subtle charm that only people who understood mythology would get. One Piece doesn't have that dumb shit where you actually have to know some other things to get that. You don't have to know about pirates, detailed shit about pirates to get One Piece. That shit is subtle hints. Mythology relating to ninjas, I mean, yeah, it kind of mixes, but that's something kind of offhand of ninjas. It's like you don't have to know about ninjas like Naruto. It's like that. But One Piece kind of has those repetitive awesomeness. Like when you went from Alabasta to fucking to Scott Pia, that was one hell of a transition, and it was enjoyable as fuck to see, because you in there. I mean, even the characters were surprised. You and the characters were surprised. It was like you were going through the motions with the damn characters. That shit's cool. Naruto doesn't do that as well. All I'm gonna say is that if One Piece is beating Naruto in sales, and the plot is better, I'm not gonna. The time skip is debatable, because the time skip. I feel like we need about a year of the time skip before I can even come to doing a good comparison between Naruto's and One Piece's. Because as I said, One Piece's time skip is just getting their feet wet. I also want to reiterate, this is not a bashing video, because I just want people to know. I'm still subscribed to him. I'm gonna stay subscribed to him. And I just want Larry, I want you to bring out that video talking about Bleach's factual problems. I want it. Why? Because you got on us, but you kind of left yourself open when you said Bleach. I mean, you addressed it, but it would have helped your argument so much more if you had actually said the so-called facts. And you gotta, and one other last thing, you gotta tell us what's the difference between your facts and our so-called nitpicking. Because if you don't, you're just gonna get another response. And I think you guys are cool. I just think you guys didn't know the full situation, which is what fucked up half of this video. The other half got fucked up because that was just kind of your own damn fault in that second half. If One Piece was so-called equal, what's the point of selling individual volumes? What's the point? And why would the volumes be beating the others? And it's like Naruto's in the top rankings. Like, fuck, half the time Naruto's not even on the top 10 rankings. Fuck, he gets beaten out by like One Piece, Detective Conan, Detective Conan, Pokemon beats the fuck out of One Piece. That's like the Beyblade shit. But anyways, this is getting too long. Last game's played to win. Otaku Assemble! Still like you guys, and I'll talk to you guys.